Hello and welcome to episode number 278 of the TEW Challenge Run. This is going to be Monday Night Raw, week 3 of August 2022, and in layman's terms it is the go-home show for the 2 nights of SummerSlam coming up this weekend in Boston. Coming off a huge main event last week inside MSG, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns count-out victory. We're going to find out who's going to SummerSlam to wrestle Roman tonight when Cody battles Seth Rollins in an epic rematch from the King of the Ring final in the main event of tonight's show. Also tonight, Xavier Woods is back, and he's going to team with Kofi and Big E, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus against the entire male portion of the grand jury. We've got women's tag team championship action. Bayley and Cora Jade take on Charlotte Flair and Lady Jordan. And we've got a big 5-way between Top Dollar, Gunther, Zergis, Ridge, and who's the group I'm missing? Oh, Bronson Reed of Hurt Business. Yeah. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into the show. The show opens with the entrance of the Queen, Boo, and Lady Jordan, because the women's tag team tournament is going to kick off tonight's episode of Raw. And Charlotte and Jordan, they make their entrance first. For some reason, the champions come out first this time. I guess because Charlotte wants to be the first person out. And they wait in the ring for their opponents. Cora Jade's music hits, but she doesn't come out on the stage. But then cut to the back, and Cora's like in her ring gear in Gorilla, waiting for Bayley. When Bayley rocks up, she's like wearing... It's still normal, like 2022 Bayley. But the gear that Cora's gotten made, it's like very much like Haga, like old Bayley. And Bayley sort of walks in like not really sold on it. And then Cora's like, oh my god, it's perfect. I love it. But it's like, you sure? Like, I don't know about this. Because like, no, listen, look. If we're going to be a team, we need to match. And I got us matching gear. And I'm going to bring this side of Bayley back. In fact, we're making options together. I've got us even a brand new tag team theme song. And Bayley's old song starts playing. And Bayley's like, oh my god. And Cora's like, let's go kick some ass. And they make their way to the ring. Bayley's Turn It Up theme playing as the opening match of Raw. Gets a 76. I will take that, considering that apparently Bayley and Lady Jordan are scoring the same. Like I say, put Cora and Jordan in it, so they're going to tank the ratings. But no, Cora got a 59. Bayley and Jordan both got 76s, and Charlotte carried of an 89. So, yes, 452. SummerSlam on the line for Bayley and Cora here. If they lose, well, this is their one shot to become the tag team champions. And Cora's getting the crowd all fired up. Bayley's still wrestling like a heel, because she is a heel deep down still. But Cora has got her firing up, and she's like, go do the belly to belly, do the belly to belly. And Bayley goes to do it, but Charlotte counters it or whatever. She doesn't get the move hit. But Bayley would then hit Jordan with the headlock driver, heel Bayley finisher. And Cora hits the diving senton. And Bayley and Cora pick up the win. We have new women's tag team champions to kick off tonight. Cora Jade pins Jordan with, it says double underhook DDT, but it's the diving senton thing. And yes, so we now found out that the women's tag team championship match at SummerSlam will be a triple threat tag match. It will be Shida and Utami against Flair and Jordan, who will be challenging the new champions, Cora Jade and Bayley. And after the match, they celebrate. Out come Shida and Utami just to like pay their respects and like bow and show they're ready for SummerSlam, I guess. And Bayley and Cora are like, yeah, bring it the fuck on. But in case you forgot, I know the biggest party of the summer's coming up, but the biggest coming of, I guess, the fall, because he's not here yet, is Veer Mahan, who's coming to Raw. We then cut backstage, Rey Mysterio and Dominic. Dominic's sort of down. And he's like, Dom, there's nothing to be ashamed of, Ricochet's one hell of a competitor. he's one of the greatest cruiserweights in the world, you know, and he got to the final of the tournament for a reason. That's because he is one of the best, and you're still learning, so... And Tom's like, you know, I know it sucked, but I just thought me and you in the final, that'd have been so cool. And I had the chance to become the Cruiserweight champion, and I blew it right at the last hurdle. And Ray's like, no, it's fine, son, because you're going to be on my side at SummerSlam, and I take on Ricochet and become the Cruiserweight champion. And then we hear sarcastic clapping, and then in walk the Miz and Grayson Waller. And he's like, isn't that cute? Baby Mysterio is upset that he's not going to be at SummerSlam while Daddy is. He wanted to wrestle Daddy at the biggest party of the summer. Grayson was, well, you know, there's no time for losers like you at the biggest party of the summer. You don't get invited to big parties. You know who does? Your boy Grayson Waller here. You see, my presence at SummerSlam, I'm going to smack those wannabe influencers, Logan Paul and KSI, and me and the Miz are going to trend. But I feel like trending tonight, Dom. So if you want to get your spot on SummerSlam, why don't you get in that ring tonight and face Grayson Waller? And Dominic's like, sure, fine, I'll fucking fight you. So we get Grayson Waller against Dominic later on tonight. Big up banger. In an 82, the big boys go at it. A big hoss fight 5-way. This is a preview of I nearly called it Anarchy in the Ring. Gang Warfare. But it's just the big boys causing mayhem. And in 12 minutes and 13, it is Zergis who picks up the win. He pins Ridge with the betrayal. To give him, and Path of the Dragon as a whole, I guess, the momentum heading into SummerSlam's Gang Warfare. Which I believe is on night 2. I think that's on Sunday, night 2 of SummerSlam. 49 for Top Dollar, 70 for Zergis, 91 for Gunther, 69 for Ridge, and a 75 for Bronson Reed. That is pretty fun, and that's a decent rating. I will take that. I'll definitely click next segment. Backstage, Drew and Sheamus are discussing their plans, both for tonight and for SummerSlam, because they're challenging for the Raw Tag Titles on night 2, and Edge is fighting Big E on night 1. And then in walk the trio, the complete New Day. Woods has been gone for I think just over a month. But he's back now, and we got the big 5v5 later on tonight. And Big E's like, you know, boys, I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page going on this match against the Grand Drew later on tonight, you know. I'm not exactly, best friends with you two, because I know you're both gunning for my World Heavyweight Championship, but the enemy is my friend and all that, so tonight you're honorary members of the New Day. I'm in high spirits, my boy Woods is back. And was like, yeah, I am back, I'm going to kick ass tonight. And Drew's like, I know you're the world champion and all, but Edge, Randy, they're ours, You get Edge at Saturday, we get Reg and Randy on Sunday. But as Raw's franchise player, maybe fall in line and do as I say and will lead us to victory. And Big E's like, well, I'm the goddamn world champion, so I think I should be the leader here. Sheamus like, oi fella, as the most experienced member here, I should be the leader, and you should listen to me. And Kofi's like, oh, shut up, Shame, you ain't more experienced than me. And then the four start arguing, and Woods is like, enough! I didn't come back to Raw to listen to you bicker. We're all leaders in our own way. And we need to be on the same page to stop the Grand Jury and Edge and those Vikings and Damian Priest and Randy. So who's with me on that? And then everyone just sort of like, yeah, I guess you're right, yeah. So Woods rallying the troops ahead of tonight's 10-man tag. 76, we then get one of those Mustafa Ali promos where he's like walking through the street. You know those ones. And he's reflecting on last week when he got beat by Joe Gacy thanks to Angel Garza. And I was like, I can see now where I went wrong. Back in my day, I used to be Joe Gacy. But all those days away clouded my vision, and now I know what I am, and that's a man who must repent for his sins. And I guess that starts with SummerSlam, that starts with Angel Garza, who must pay for disrespecting me and my family when I take his Intercontinental Championship from him. And then we cut to Garza and Dixie, who are training, and he's like, oh honey, you're gonna whoop Ali's ass. And then once we're done, we can celebrate the way only you know how. I mean, you know what that is? That's to go out and pull MILFs. There'll be plenty of them at the biggest party of the summer, you know. They do call Boston the MILF capital of the United States, so... 69. That's actually not a bad rating for this match. But of course, one of these on SummerSlam and needs to be built up, and the other one is not on SummerSlam. So Grayson Waller beats Dominic in 7 minutes with, you know, that flip inside the ring stunner thing that he does. Grayson Waller over 52, 75 for Dominic. Waller's getting better at his gimmick. And then after the match, because we don't have Theory on our roster, I guess I'm going to give the whole, not really selfie, but like recording, like video thing to Grayson Waller. And he like takes his phone out, starts recording as the Miz starts beating Dominic up in the ring. And Miz is looking into Waller's phone camera. It's like, this will be you, Logan. This will be you, KSI. And I imagine it's like streamed on the Titantron. Like the way they used to do Tyler Breeze's like selfie thing. Like he's on his phone doing it, but it's being projected onto the Titantron as well. So as we see him recording the beat down of Dominic, the Instagram live stream gets hijacked by KSI and Logan Paul, who are like live together. And like, I think it worked. I think we're on. Like, hey, look at him. Look at those two losers in the ring there. Hey, boys. I think you could out-trend us, out-social media us. Nah, we're coming to kick your ass at SummerSlam, and, you know, Grayson Waller wants to consider himself some sort of like an amateur boxer, or we've both got boxing experience too. Is there anything that we don't do better than you guys? And come SummerSlam, we're going to wrestle better than you, and we're going to beat you in that tag team match. And then the stream shuts off, and Miz and Waller are pissed that Team Prime took over their Instagram live stream. And Dominic, I guess, had just sort of escaped while they were distracted. Quick Wally promo from the grand jury, the entire group. Edge says, SummerSlam. SummerSlam is the beginning of a new path for the grand jury. You see, we have these already holding up the Raw Tag titles. Me and Randy prove that we are unstoppable together. But our path doesn't end with the Raw Tag Team Championships. Our path ends when all of us are champions. And we're going to get one step closer to that at SummerSlam. I defeat Big E and become the new World Heavyweight Champion. A title that means so much to me. A title that I never lost 11 years ago. I'm going to get it back. And me and Randy are going to keep these Raw Tag Team Championships. Sonya, once Asuka and Bianca are finished with, is going to get her Raw Women's title back. Julia and Scarlett, Tag Team Champions. There's a new prophecy brewing here, boys and girls of the WWE Raw roster. Now it's your time to either step up or get stepped on and get left behind. Because as we sit atop the mountain of omnipotence, we see weak losers like Drew McIntyre and Sheamus and the New Day. Or you could be strong like the grand jury. Contract signing. Alexa is hosting. She's got Tatum and Ivy by her side. She says, so, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the contract signing for the Raw Women's Championship match at SummerSlam. Let's bring up first the challenger, Bianca Belair. And Bianca comes out and she's like, girl, you see, I don't trust you. Alex's like, what? Like, you're still trying to get me, you know, from Evolution. And Alex's like, look, all of that was in the past. You know, recently I've been told that I have to be on my absolute best behavior as the Raw General Manager, so it is with that I must tell you that I can guarantee that neither you nor Asuka will end up fighting and going through this table. Okay, just sit down. They're like, girl, you better fucking watch your back. Then Asuka comes out and they sign the Asuka comes out and immediately signs the contract. She's like, Bianca, at SummerSlam, you are not ready for Asuka. You can't beat me. I finally became champion once again. And I will keep this championship at the expense of you and anybody who steps up to me and thinks that they're ready for Asuka. Signs the deal. Bianca's like, girl, you know, you were unbeaten. Asuka, you were unbeaten for over 2 years here in WWE, and like that's super impressive, girl. Like, I'm not going to pretend it's not. But, girl, the only reason you were undefeated for so long is because I wasn't here yet. At the time, you were considered the EST of WWE and the EST of NXT. But not anymore. Not once Bianca Belair came along, the new megastar. And I won that SmackDown Women's Championship in the main event of WrestleMania, and I'm chomping at the bit to be champion again, girl. And you're the one who stands in my way. So at SummerSlam, I'm going to roll through you, and I'm going to fulfill my prophecy once again. My destiny is the EST. Signs the contract, and they get in each other's face. Asuka holds the belt up, they start shouting off at each other. When Nova walks out, it's like, right, now the formalities are out of the way. I think that, this contract signing was successful, A couple of weeks ago, I was a part of a contract signing myself that was kind of like, didn't really go great, caused a lot of controversy. But I'm just out here, to get a good look at what my future holds, because I see myself as a future Raw Women's Champion. I think this is going to be a great match. This might be the match of the night at SummerSlam. Alexa, what do you think about that? And she's like, what are you doing out here? I'll see you on Saturday. She's like, no, I'm out here because I want to be the future Raw Women's Champion. I've taken a great interest in this match, Alexa. There's a table out here, want to make sure you're actually doing your job correctly. Alexa's like, I see what you're doing. You think that I'm going to put my hands on you, but I'm not going to put my hands on you until SummerSlam when the match has been sanctioned, because as of today, I'm a WWE official. I'm not a competitor. You're trying to bait me, Nova. And then Alexa goes to leave. Asuka and Bianca are probably already gone at this point. And then Alexa's like, oh, one more thing. I'm not a liar, Nova. I would never lie. So when I say that I'm not going to put my hands on you and put you through the table, I mean it. However, I didn't say anything about those two. Nova gets jumped by Ivy and Tatum, and they gang up on her. Alexa still doesn't put her hands on Nova, but they do gang up and double powerbomb slam her or through the table. And they stand tall with Alexa over Nova's down body, as we build to both women's matches at SummerSlam, this one and the title match. We then got to the Street Profits, going, yeah, and Ted's like, Dawkins, can you feel it in the air? He's like, feel what, fam? And Ted's like, can you smell it in the air? He starts sniffing, smells like smoke. And Fam's like, where's the smoke, fam? And then they sort of turn to each other slowly and start laughing. Like, we got the smokes here, fam, because the Street Profits are back. Montez Ford, I qualified for Money in the Bank. I would be Mr. Money in the Bank right now if my pelvis didn't give up on me. Dawkins, he did the world proud. He went out there and he failed to win Money in the Bank on my behalf. But hey, that's all cool, because who'd have known if I'd have won it? But Dawkins, you nearly became the Intercontinental Champion too. Almost came the Intercontinental Champion. He's like, yeah, fam, I would have had it too, Gaza, if that wasn't for that damn Dixie there at ringside, fam. I'd have been the Intercontinental Champion right now. And then Ted's like, but don't worry, because last week when Montez Ford came back, the Street Profits were back. And you won, Dawkins, you won, finally. When the Street Profits were back. And he's like, yeah, fam. I won last week when the Street Profits were back. And he says, and now, we're together, we're unstoppable. Alone, you didn't have the best of luck, Dawkins, but it's okay, because I might not have either, we'll never know. But together, we're gonna get the smoke. And he's like, yeah, fam. The Street Profits hype promo, because they're back together now. 63. I didn't expect anything better for this, really, because even though I scripted the match, I knew they were going to go, they've got zero psychology, so it's going to be pretty shitty. But it's the two... Well, these two and Alba. Alba will probably just be a lingering presence around ringside. But it's these two and Alba are the Raw representatives in the Liberty title match at SummerSlam. And because these two are both involved in gang warfare, technically, because Balor Club versus Regal, this felt like the best combination to do in a singles match here. And Florence gets a 54, Liv gets a 73, and Florence wins. She beats Liv 755 by submission, apparently. And she has the momentum going into the Liberty title 6-way. Backstage segment. R-Truth's he's got his baby back. And Titus World Records walk up to him and he's like, "Don't worry, we're not going to take your title. I'm going to take your title, Truth. I just want to say, it's been a fun time, Truth, but us here at Titus World Records can't keep, waiting for you to answer our calls." And she was like, "What do you mean, fam?" She says, I've been trying to ring you, I handed you my business card all these weeks ago to try and get this thing really going, but you keep not giving us non-answers. So, thanks for being here, but we rescind our offer." She's like, "What? What does that mean, dog? Does that mean I'm in? Did I get the job?" And Tyler's like, "No, you didn't get in, Truth. It's because then here. What's going on over here? I think it's a crying shame that what's become of my Carnage Championship ever since this big idiot beat me. You're running around like it's a joke. Do you know how much blood I spilt to make that championship mean something? If that big bald idiot that wants to be in this cult can't get the job done and can't deliver me this championship, we'd a fucking loser. I'll have to step in and do it myself, Truth. So next week, me and you for that. Be there or be square, maggot. Nothing personal, kid." And he walks off. And he's like, "Dog, I can't fight him by myself." And Titus says, "Who says you had to?" And Truth's like, "You say what I think you're saying, dog?" And Titus says, "Truth, we officially rescind our rescission." Or whatever the word is. Rescission? Resignation. That's the word I'm looking for. Welcome to Titus World Records. Hype video. It's very well edited. Hyping up Firefly Deletion. We get a Vanguard 1 drone shot of the Hardy compound as Matt Hardy, he narrates over. He's like, "Yes, here we have the Lake of Reincarnation. Here we have Skarsgård, the dilapidated boat. Here is Signor Benjamin keeping the crops clean, and Queen Rebby and King Maxwell and all these people. And this is where, after 7 more rotations of the sun, the night after the slam that takes place in the summer, the consumer of terrestrial entities, and the young Susan will visit the Hardy compound, where the flies that are on fire will follow them into the depths of hell, otherwise known as deletion." And then, as he's narrating over, the screen starts staticky, and then we get a beep, and it's a message that says, "Please stand by." It's got the Firefly Funhouse logo and shit on it. And then we cut to Bray and Susie in the funhouse, and she's like, "Bray, I don't know about this. That looks bad." And then Bray puts his arm out. He's like, "Oh, come on, It'll be fun, It's always fun to go around friends for a play. Look at how big their garden looks. They got so many fun toys for them to play with." But it may not end well because he doesn't like playing with others. And Susie's still sad, and Bray starts poking her to try and cheer her up. He's like, "Come on. Does she like playing with others, Susie?" And she sort of shakes her head and looks sad. She's like, "No, I don't think she does." And Bray just smiles. He's like, "Well, sounds like it's going to be a great time. Bye. See you next week, Matt, Jeff. Bye-bye." Firefly Deletion. I was going to do it SummerSlam initially, but in the age of filling out stadiums with actual fans, I think making them sit through an extended cinematic match at a pay-per-view is kind of, silly. So we're doing it on Raw instead. Firefly Deletion. Next week. Along with Karrion Kross versus... What a show we've got lined up next week, ladies and gentlemen. Firefly Deletion and Karrion Kross versus R-Truth for the 24/7 title. 93... I knew this would be good, but I didn't realize it would be this good. 93 rated 10-person tag team match. The entire male grand jury against the New Day, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Goes 16-26, and it is the grand jury who pick up the win. When miscommunication between Big E, the World Heavyweight Champion, and Sheamus results in Sheamus getting pinned by a spear in 16-26. 88 for Sheamus, 88 for Drew, 86 for Woods, 74 for Kofi, 82 for Big E, 79 for both of the new Vicious Viking Raiders, 85 for Priest, 84 for Randy, and then 85 for Edge. And after the match, obviously, Sheamus and Big E start bickering. Like, what the hell you doing, fella? Like, we had him beat. I was like, oh, what do you mean? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm the World Heavyweight Champion here. I had him beat. I trusted myself. And then Drew gets, like, in the middle of them both. Like, stop fighting, We need to... He slaps Sheamus. He slaps Big E. Like, get your heads in the game. Sure, it sucks we lost tonight, but all we matters is that we stop them come SummerSlam. Okay? Now get your act together, both of you. And then Sheamus quickly turns around and, like, does that big knee to Edge. Because Edge is, like, trying to attack from behind. And then Sheamus sort of, like, points at Drew. And then Drew's in the corner. He's backing up. He's going for a Claymore. 3, 2, 1. Bang! Edge gets clocked with the Claymore, finally. And Drew keeps up, like, come on! And then the Raw tag team title is down on the floor, and him and Sheamus hold them and sort of look at him. And the New Day, Kofi and Woods looking across the ring like, we kind of want those belts too, but, let them celebrate. It's all about E, really, tonight. And E holds his world title up, and then the three Babyfaces pose with the belts. Just a quick video of Wardon murdering some random guys. Like, he's out on the street or some shit, and, like, I don't know which one sounds less cringy, because he is a babyface, so I'm gonna go with he sees a group of thugs, like, bullying a woman or something, and he just walks over and just beats the fuck out of them all. And then she's like, thank you, Wardon. He's like, that's what I'm here for. He turns to the camera, he's like, Breeze, rude. I hope you're watching. There was like 10 of these, and there's 2 of you. Because that was just a taste, You 2 have personally pissed me off. So this means war. See you Sunday. Wrestling has more than one royal family. We're here. Rhodes Rollins 2. Once again, world title match at SummerSlam on the line. Who's it going to be? This one gets a 94. That's not as good as the King of the Ring final. That's fine. The sequel is rarely as good as the original. But 94 rated Raw main event is still great. You go 29-43 on this one. And obviously it's balls to the wall, Main event of SummerSlam on the line. And it's Cody and Seth. You've seen this match about a million times in real life. And I want to say, it's not going to be like those matches, because Seth's a babyface in this, but I kind of feel like he would still be wrestling similarly to how he did in the real matches. Because while he's not the heel, he needs to win this match. Like, his whole arc is he has to beat Roman Reigns. So he's obviously going to try and do whatever he can to get it done. And Cody nails him with the crossroads. He rolls through the second straight crossroads, but Seth Rollins, like, stops him, fights him off, kicks him, super kick, goes for a stomp, countered. The 2 continue fighting on. Cody hits a Cody Cutter, big moonsault, the greatest hits of both men. Suicide dives aplenty. When in the end, Seth gives him the super kick, backs up into the corner, stomps Cody. Backs up into the opposite corner, stomps Cody again. He goes for the cover. 1, 2. Cody kicks out. And Seth's like, what? And Seth he gets up, he starts looking at himself, like, head in his hands, like, looking at his hands, like, what can I do? I need this. He jumps on Cody, starts absolutely wailing him with punches, going, why don't you stay down? You don't need this as much as me. You don't need this like I need this. Stay down, Rhodes. Stomps him again. And just looks down at Cody down. He could probably pin him right now. But he just keeps staring at him. He's like, is that enough, huh? Are you going to stay down? Let me win this. And Seth picks him up. Because he knows what will get the job done. He gets him in position for a crossroads of his own. And Seth goes, this is what you get. I didn't have to be this way, Cody. He goes for the crossroads. Cody counters out of it. Pushes him against the ropes. Nails him with a crossroads of his own. 1, 2, 3. Cody's going to SummerSlam. Seth Rollins is not. 86 for Cody. 89 for Seth. Seth had this match won. You know. It is kind of a cliche, I guess, in wrestling terms. But really, tonight, Cody Rhodes didn't beat Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins beat himself. But Cody did it. He's going to SummerSlam. Pyro going off as he celebrates. And we just see Seth Rollins like back up against the barricade. On the verge of tears, just sort of like head in his hands. This was his one last opportunity, you know. Roman finally gave him a chance to take the stipulation away. And he blew it. 94 rated show. Banging show. We made it through without any injuries. Touch wood. Because Heat's coming up and we had 2 injuries on Heat last week, so... But... Or maybe I just won't book any of the women booked on SummerSlam on Heat. We'll have to see. Anyway, I will see you for Heat on the other side. Heat opens up with a hype video for the big women's matches at SummerSlam. The Raw, SmackDown, Tag, and Nova Alexa matches. You know, because I can confirm none of the people that are booked on SummerSlam are wrestling on this episode of Heat. But I wanted to continue storylines, so, you know, we're going to hype them up in video package form. Opening match was 69, which is actually pretty good, you know, given their ratings. Ruby Riott beats Danny Luna 9:31 with a Riott kick. 70 for Ruby, 57 for Danny. She's also doing decently well compared to her popularity, but because her popularity is lower than Mark Andrews', it doesn't look as impressive, you know? But it's fine. Ruby picking up... I feel like Ruby hasn't won in a while, so... She could get a win here. 63. I just thought this match would be fun. Kaden Carter versus Naomi. Naomi, another person who hasn't really won a lot recently, so give her a win here. She beats Kaden. 9:37. Split-legged moonsault. 66 for Naomi. 40 for Kaden. Fine match. Tag match. Smile and Shine. Becoming, you know, the workhorses of Heat. Pick up another win, this time over NXT duo Iona Webb and Blair Davenport. Tegan pins Iona with a Vulture Culture Destroyer. 77 for Tegan, 65 for Kylie, 37 for Webb, 45 for Davenport. And then the main event sees... Oh, a banger. Okay. The Platinum Princesses against Scarlett and Julia with the Grand Jury. The Grand Jury girls win because they lost last week and they need to pick up some steam. Julia pins Scarlett with the diving crossbody. Shades of Adam Cole, baby. You know? 71 for Scarlett, 77 for Julia, 66 for Skylar, 67 for Aaliyah. These two are finally a respectably good tag team. You know? But that is the end of Heat. 77 rated show. It's Heat. It doesn't matter what rating the show got. It's fine. What matters more is what you thought of this show, but mainly Raw. So let me know what you thought in the comments below. And Raw are now done. We have, you know, we've hobbled our way over the line, but we have a SummerSlam card for Raw. You know, Big E versus Edge for the World Heavyweight Championship on night 1. Night 2 for the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. For the Intercontinental Championship, which also won night 1, Angel Garza against Mustafa Ali. For the Raw Tag Team Championship on night 2, Rated RKO versus Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. We also have Nova Nebula versus Alexa Bliss. We have Wardon against Tyler Breeze and Bobby Roode in a handicap match. We have Gang Warfare, 15 men, you know, Anarchy in the Arena. Real Coalition, Path of the Dragon, Hit Row, Balor Club, and Hurt Business. We have KSI and Logan Paul, Team Prime, against The Miz and Grayson Waller. We have, of course, how could I forget, because they weren't on. That's what felt lacking about this episode of Raw. We didn't get anything from our favourite anime boys. But they will be teaming up against Joe Gacy and the Helpers. The big mattress match will be on the pre-show for Night 2. And, of course, in the Liberty title match, we have Florence, Alba Fire, and Liv Morgan. In the Women's Tag Team Championship match, we have, from Raw, Charlotte Flair and Lady Jordan. And in the Cruiserweight title match, we have Rey Mysterio. And I feel like I'm missing another match from Raw that I haven't said. No, that's it, I think. I think I've reeled off every single match from Raw for SummerSlam. If I haven't, then there'll be a note on screen. But yes, that is the Raw card for SummerSlam. But believe it or not, SmackDown isn't finalised yet. There's some pretty big outliers, in case you haven't realised, based on the main event of this show. And let's see if we can fill those in at SummerSlam. Or on SmackDown, even. See you then.